Well, crowds, you may have seen, have gotten pretty rowdy at a series of town hall meetings last week to discuss what Congress and the president plan to do with your health care. Joining us now to talk about it, Democratic pollster Doug Schoen and columnist Doug Heye. Gentlemen, thank you both for weighing in today. Doug, I'll start with you.
Which one?
Well, that's right. We have two Dougs.
Yes.
Doug Heye, let's start with you. What do you make of this? Is it something that the GOP can capitalize on, or are they now playing defense, arguing these aren't corporate-funded mobs?
Certainly the Democrats are on defense on this. But what's amazing is there's a real double standard that's been played here. 2 years ago, 4 years ago, Democrats said that dissent is patriotic. Now they're upset at it. I get a lot of emails and phone calls every day from Republican congressional offices, Senate offices. The only email or conversation or anything that I've got urging me to go to a town hall, urging me to be involved in the healthcare fight was an email I got from President Barack Obama that he sent out to his list. And let's remember, Barack Obama came to fame as a community organizer, and now the Democrats are upset with that. It's really troubling.
All right, Doug, what do you make of this? Are these legit protests?
Well, I think in large part they are legitimate. I mean, people don't turn out unless they care, and by all rights, the American people in the polls are really turning against the health care plan. That being said, there is a massive amount of insurance industry money being used to fuel the protests, but I agree with my friend Doug Heye. These are real protests by real people, and they can't be ignored.
And Doug Heye, what do you make of the fact that there is so much pushback from Democrats? We've seen that the unions have now issued letters or getting involved, encouraging people to go and provide the other side. I interviewed Congressman Diane Watson earlier today and was just trying to push her to admit it's legit that people could disagree with you and show up, but they seem to be staying to the talking points that this is not a legitimate situation.
It's amazing. Go back 8 years ago to 9 years ago now to the Florida recount. When there were organized Republican protests. I happened to be a part of those. Democrats weren't there. They literally, at one point, were outnumbered several hundred people in Fort Lauderdale. And yet they were saying the same thing, organized mobs and things like that, when it was really patriotic Americans wanting to express their views. And I would agree with the Democrats from several years ago. That is the definition of patriotism.
All right. Speaking of which, we have something to play for you from a very prominent Democrat talking about patriotism not long ago.
I am sick and tired of people who say that if you debate and you disagree with this administration, somehow you're not patriotic.
Doug Schoen, are these protesters patriotic?
Oh, I'm sure they are patriotic. And my response as a Democrat is Democrats should come out and support the president and support health care reform, if that be their position, as most Democrats do. I think this is a question of letting voices be heard. Democrats should organize and mobilize as Republicans are mobilizing and being organized. So to me, Hillary Clinton was right, and Doug Heye is right. We should all be out there voicing our opinion. It really is the American way.
Well, and let me ask you, as a pollster, what are you seeing as the top best talking point? Because we heard that there was going to be this shift a few weeks back from this being about health care reform to being about reforming health insurance companies. Is that resonating? Is that working for Democrats?
There isn't any evidence yet that it is resonating. That being said, there is a consensus, Shannon, in the American people for health care reform, for covering more of the uninsured, for making sure that pre-existing conditions are covered and portability is assured. All of that is a consensus. If the Democrats can get their act together and agree, I think most of these protests will go away, because 60% of the American people do want real reform.
Doug Heye, final word to you. Are they going away?
They're not going away. And the Democrats are organized and pushing this. Look, the organization that Obama created is Organizing for America. They were out yesterday at metro stops in Northern Virginia, handing out information, urging people to be involved. I think that's great, and you're seeing the Republicans do the same thing.
A healthy debate. Doug and Doug, we thank you both.
Thank you.